Robin Njiru. This is quite a special moment for us to join this team here. My colleague, Dr. Amina Sawede Njeri, PS Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Uganda. My friend, Professor Vincent Onywera, representing the Vice Chancellor here, Professor Isaiah Wakindiki, my friend Robin Njiru, the AWS fraternity, my colleagues, and all who are here this morning. Good morning. I am really honored to stand before you today at this AWS Community Day event. On behalf of the government of Kenya, it gives me great pleasure to join you this morning. My colleague PS paid a courtesy call to me yesterday, and we discussed about this event. And you remember, we had a very sad incident as a country, and we are still in a mourning period, 3 days. And this being a regional event, we feel it's important we have it continue, but we stand with the family of our great General Okola, and all the others, gallant soldiers of our republic who lost their lives. Sad moment. But we are here this morning to join you, young people who are here, to have this great conversation. I was telling Robin and my colleague that the young people actually reach out, and I'm very happy that we have a community who have the ability to self-drive themselves. They have put themselves in a group, the AWS community team, cloud community, and lady, where is our queen? Cloud queen. Please stand up. Let's clap for that. Thank you. I met her last time when we were launching the AWS Development Center here in Nairobi, and we want to thank AWS, you, Robin, and the entire leadership of AWS by having confidence in our region, in our country, and establishing the Development Center. When I see the number of young people here who are already beneficiaries, we are very grateful of this progress. You was informed we have now almost 100 young engineers working not only for Kenya, but serving the global community from here. We really appreciate and we thank our very young people here. There are many global changes taking place in the continent, global changes globally. Some are very advantageous for us. Global demographics shows some of the developed nations experiencing challenge in that their average age is really advancing. Some countries are actually approaching 50. Average age for some of the developed nations are over 40 years. Here at the continent, we are at an average age of 19 years. I think there was a mention here by Robin of our young people, how good they are. You give them a device, a toddler, and they are able to navigate. So it points one thing, in digital, the younger you are, the better advantage you are. So we believe the second thing beside the global demographics that are changing, the world is globalizing and digitalizing at the same time. We are experiencing in real terms what we call a digital village, where the world is well connected through the infrastructure that has been put in place, ensuring the whole world is digital in its formation. We've also seen the rise of what we call the digital platforms. We are entering a space where the world economy is actually becoming an economy of digital platforms and digital infrastructure. And this is positioning the world into a new space, opening new opportunities that anyone from anywhere from the world can access. You can access cloud infrastructure from anywhere across the world. You can run any application from anywhere. you can develop an application and service and launch it and can be accessed by anyone across the world. This is the new environment and ecosystem that our young people are coming into. And as a country and as a continent, we look and say, how do we ensure our young people from the continent and the young people from our countries are able to access these opportunities from their homes? We've seen the challenges that some of our youth from the continent have gone through to be able to access opportunities in other continents, taking high risks, crossing difficult barriers to be able to move to those opportunities. But we believe there are efforts and actions we can take as leaders from the continent, from our countries, to ensure that our youthful population can access these opportunities. Here at Kenya, we have a program we are calling Bottom-Up Economic Transformation Agenda, which has 5 key focus areas, looking at agriculture. We are looking at SMEs, how can the SMEs and cooperatives grow? We are looking at the area of housing. We are looking at the area of universal healthcare. And the 5th is about the digital superhighway and the creative economy. That's the area I am serving and supporting this country with the leadership of our president, our minister, Honorable Eliud Owalo. And we are looking at how do we unlock these global opportunities. And we have a clear plan. One of them is connectivity. How do we enhance connectivity as a country? We are privileged, we sit at the coastline, and we're already hosting 6 submarine cables. These are unlocking huge opportunities to us, and we want to enhance and collaborate with all our partners to make sure this is useful not only for Kenya, to our neighbors, Uganda, and to all the other countries across the continent. We are happy to see the private sector trying now to make efforts to connect through the land from one ocean to the other, from Indian Ocean to the, is it Pacific or Atlantic? So we are very keen to see that connectivity. So within Kenya, we have an ambition to add another 100,000 kilometers of fiber. With this, we want to connect, as government, over 100,000 points. This includes all public institutions, schools, hospitals, up to your sub-chief's office. And additionally, we want now to enable the private sector to be able to pick from there. The way we have made great strides in connectivity of the national grid of power, we have about 12.5 million homes or homesteads and businesses, and we have about 9.5 million power connections. We want to walk the same journey in broadband connectivity. Fixed broadband currently stands in Kenya at 1.2 million. We need to work to see we can have these 8.5 million to make sure in every home, every business, we unlock access to these global opportunities at the place where you are, in your home. You do not need to cross the oceans to be able to access these opportunities. We are providing another alternative. And should there be need also to travel, that also should be facilitated. And we are putting up 1,450 digital hubs for the youth to access training opportunities. We are partnering with many partners, including AWS, to see that we work and enable our young people. We dropping in one of the centers in Kwale County, where we were setting up a digital hub in one of the TVET institutions to enable our young people access these digital opportunities. And in that conversation, cloud infrastructure, cloud ecosystem presents a huge opportunity for our young people. We are also digitizing as a government to ensure that we build a digital government and a digital society. We are ensuring also that we are put in place cybersecurity infrastructure. We are also looking at data protection and data privacy. We are also aware that data is the new oil, and we are putting structures in place to ensure our data is well utilized, and indeed we can realize it as the new oil. We are making the necessary policy changes, as mentioned by Robin, we've made some changes to attract investments in the continent, attract investment in the country, and we are very happy to see many setting up in this country. One of the other caps that we notice is the digital skills, and it was really put here by Robin to say there are global opportunities. There's these huge major changes happening globally, digitalization happening globally, the demand for talent rising. The continent and Kenya needs to put in place serious training programs, and I'm very happy when I see a self-driving community enhancing training by themselves, equipping themselves to build their capacity to support their country, to support and build the ecosystem that they are working on, and that we assure you of our support as a government. I was very happy earlier on when we had a meeting at briefing session and to listen to the young people who are involved in this community, the areas that they are working on, talking about the various skills required in the cloud ecosystem, the need of AI, machine learning, robotics, and many other emerging areas. We encourage you to build those capabilities and to be able to support our country and our continent. From the government side also, we want to continue to improve the investment climate of the country so that we can have more AWS entities and many others to invest in our country and in our continent. We want to enhance the talent issue and take advantage of what God has given us. One of them is we are privileged on renewable energy as a country. We have more than 93% of our energy being from renewable sources, hydro, wind, solar, and even more specifically, geothermal. Geothermal, which is not dependent on weather, and we can start looking at how to host global data. Robin shared a very important information that global data hosted in cloud is about 15%. I see great opportunity for us as a continent because the demand for energy and awareness of embracing renewable energy positions us well. We can now tell the world, host your cloud infrastructure here in the country, here in the continent, and you can have even locations where you can have 100% renewable energy, like in our geothermal locations. And this will enable the continent support and address some of the global challenges. There was also concerns of some of the things happening globally, the issues like in Ukraine, the concerns in geopolitics, and the concerns of sustaining stable global supply chains. The continent and Kenya provides an opportunity for global players to provide diversification of global supply chain, hosting manufacturing here, and we want to see that we can participate not only in electronic manufacturing, but even we can go to semiconductor industries. We were able to see last year also the launch of a smartphone manufacturing facility here in Kenya, in Nairobi, with the support of Safaricom and several private sectors. Also, we were able to see what is happening at Tetan Kimathi, STL, Semiconductor Technologies Limited, entering into a new emerging and high-tech space. These are some of the spaces we as a country would like to see that we aim. So this is a very significant day in our journey towards digital transformation and innovation, particularly within the East Africa and in alignment with Africa Agenda 2063. We acknowledge the government's unwavering commitment to Kenya's digital development, notably through initiatives like the Digital Superhighway, which I've explained, aim at bridging the digital divide and fostering economic growth, collaborating with both the public and private partners and even regional players. We aim to realize Kenya's Vision 2030, leveraging digital transformation for prosperity. We are not just attendees gathered here today, we are a community driven by a shared passion for leveraging technology to drive positive change. In the realm of the cloud computing, Amazon Web Services stands out as a global leader, empowering enterprises across industries to innovate and to thrive. Here in Kenya and East Africa, cloud services are catalyzing a wave of digital innovation, whether it's revolutionizing agriculture with data analytics or enhancing public services with AI-driven solutions. The impact of cloud computing is profound and far-reaching. As stewards of the Ministry of Information, Communication and Digital Economy, we are committed to introducing policies that will elevate the industry to new heights, including establishment of a policy on cloud computing and probably adopting cloud-first policy. Today, we have the privilege of learning from industry leaders and experts and being here with academia. We will share some of the success stories, best practices from some of the best players we've seen, an expert of AWS who have been with AWS from 2002, a senior to most of us. So this is the best forum that will empower us to access some of the latest technologies and linked to also the journey we have come from. As we embark on this journey together, let's embrace curiosity, creativity, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. Let us leverage cloud technology to drive innovation, catalyze economic growth, and create a lasting change in our communities. In conclusion, I extend my sincere gratitude to each one of you for your presence today. Your commitment to excellence and belief in technology's transformative power inspires all of us. Let's seize this day to forge new connections, exchange insights, and inspire one another to new heights. I'm very proud of my colleague from Uganda, Dr. Amina, for joining us and sharing this moment with us, and also the entire region that we are hosting the Connected Africa Summit this week. We already started receiving guests, and Uganda will be participating very strongly, expecting the minister from Uganda to be there and many other colleagues from the continent, so that we can have deeper and more wider conversations as a continent on how to take advantage of these emerging issues and ensure our youthful population from the continent can benefit. So finally, as Robin said, let's adopt that slogan, working hard, having fun, and doing what? Making history. And also, KCA says, advancing knowledge and driving what? Change. And also, one of the scholars have shared something very important, which I will quote, one of the scholars: it's only you who can stop you. Thank you and God bless you. It's now my pleasure to invite my sister and friend, the PS, Dr. Amina Sawede. Karibu.